Hello, all. Welcome back. But when is Josh? I'm here. We are here. It is time. It is Friday, and Beat the Creek is rapidly approaching. It is next weekend. However, that means I have to be there before that. So I will be gone before too long, and that means I don't have a lot of time. For those that don't know, this last week, I was out the previous week for a training, and then this last week, unexpectedly, I was unavailable the entire week as well. And so that ate up a bunch of time. Last week we worked on the live. Last week we worked on the IJ. I lost a lot of time this week, so unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that IJ done before that. However, this optic was my kit version of the optic, and I need to have this done because we're doing optic runs every day at Beat the Creek. So I want to four-wheel steer this. Is it really needed before I go to an event like that? No, but I want to, so why not? Tire and wheel combo. Currently, these are 2.2 Riots on 475 Proline crawlers. If this is what I will stay with, I don't know, but we'll find out. 2JC, no shit. What's up, Ty? Now I think that the orange panels are going to leave in lieu of some custom lasered panels that I'm going to use instead. Weather is looking decent for BTC. I'm not even looking. I'm not looking. I can't know because only bad things can happen if I know. How is Nicole doing? Nicole is doing much better. She's still just like you guys have seen. She'd had shingles and it got real bad this last week. So we spent 5 days in the hospital. Unfun, but she is doing better and just we're cooking through everything. Got some follow-ups, and I think we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good for sure. So that is that situation. Thank you to everybody who messaged and whatnot. I know that I did not see a lot of the messages on like my Instagram and stuff. I wasn't scale hardware on here. I just wasn't checking it as much. I'm not gonna lie, I was on Instagram, but checking my messages was not what I was doing as much. So but yeah, she's doing better. She's got some medicine, some drops, and some stuff like that, and just hoping that all of that and that plan kind of keeps things progressing in the right way, and that we don't have to go back to one of those buildings ever again. I really, really dislike them. So yeah. So I've got Riots on here, so they've got the center caps and all. So I'm pulling all that off so I can get the wheels off, because as I mentioned, the plan is to four-wheel steer this rig. That's a great idea. The blue GTR scheme would be great. I am doing Belzona, the Belzona livery, Belzona 8211. Mix 3 parts epoxy A with 1 part hardener on the Belzona mixing board. Mix in figure 8 circular motion. If you're not on Belzona Instagram, you're missing out. Can you get the Riot center caps by themselves? No. I'm like an hour away from IRP, so I might be going to the Indy 800 next weekend instead of BTC. That Indy 800 definitely cool. That would be rad to go to for sure. Although I think I want to go to Bradenton. I want to go to the Freedom Factory. That's on my list. Gunnar and I have talked about it. But yeah, like if I want to go to one of the events, but I want to go I want to go at the Freedom Factory. Like, I just, Indy would be super rad, but yeah, like Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's cool and all. But have you seen the old DeSoto Speedway track? Like, yeah. I think I just like the I like the vibe. Freedom Factory. So, what power system in that H10? Fusion Pro and a 900 Smart. Yes. So glad it has a 900 Smart in it. I need another servo, though, for the rear steer. We're going to have to dive back in the box tonight. Hippie burger joint again this year? Maybe. Well, the hippie burger joint was okay. It was okay. We spent a lot of times at Chandler's. Dan and I had dinner there. I think maybe 2 of the 3 nights or 3 of the 4 nights or something like that. I don't know. Is that a battery I see in it? No. I was like, oh shit, that's been in there a really long time. Let's see. Go. So I was surprised to drive a Chevy Sprint B3, but I think I'm going to drive my Miata instead. That's a bold gamble, Joseph. You never know what the weather could do. I'm just saying. Bold gamble. That live music there was pretty good. I had a good time hanging out with the guys there. I'm not a big fan of live music. I'm just not. I like listening to music while I work on things, but I don't know. I find live music super awkward. I'm just not a fan. Like, try and get me to a concert. Good luck. Hack Shack RC, thank you very much. Number 30, Kinetic Losi showed up Monday, but some dude wrote on the windshield. Oh man. That, you know what? When he was saying that he was going to do all that, I'm like, I was like, they got to do like an assembly line version to figure out how many people are needed to be opening the boxes to open them enough so he can sign them, and then somebody can close it again. I was just like, it's too loud. Go face the music. Played bass for you. Now I will say that I do like seeing, or I do appreciate people who can play the guitar well. I think that is a cool skill. Playing a lot of instruments well. Not all of them, but a lot of them I find to be pretty cool and interesting. I just would rather like go ahead and film that, and then I'll put it on in the back. Like I turn music on quite a bit while I'm working or editing even. But I listen to like lo-fi music. So it's just like, it would probably be what every real musician just cringes at. Just like a 4-hour loop of unidentifiable music. If the music's too loud, you're a tool. See, I like loud music. That's the whole point of the town car. I wish I could read music. I'm like, what the hell is it? I played in the high school band. Well, I played from 6th grade to 11th grade. I played the saxophone. I know how the notes go. FACE, and then E, G, B, D, F. Every good boy deserves fudge and face. But it's I don't even remember really how to play the saxophone that well. So I played sax too. I played alto until 9th grade, and then I played baritone or bari sax. Great big ass thing. I had to march in marching band with that bari sax as well. Let's see. This one time at band camp. Right. So body panels all coming off as well while we're in the disassembly phase anyway. We need a sax stream takeover. I don't even for sure remember if I would be able to play a scale. I have a better shot at learning Mandarin. That's never happened. I've tried to learn Spanish a little bit just because it'd be super helpful at times. Yeah, Mandarin, that's definitely not happening. Spanish seems somewhat attainable until you really start trying. I'm like, man, I'm too old to learn. I'm too old to learn this. Is that a new RC10 you're working on? It could be. It could be. Scale Challenge wet tickets did go up. I got an RV spot. Kurt, great news. Tickets for Scale Challenge West, I guess, are live right now. I don't know exactly where. There we go. Apex Rider. Thank you very much. Happy Friday. Heads up. Scale Challenge West 2026 tickets are live. Excellent. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully some of you guys are as well. You need to get Ty on here. I'll see if his schedule allows it next time with his see if we can get him on from the other side of the country. The guitar strings, top, bottom, EAD, GBE, every that's good, but Ernie. Oh my God. So a friend of mine makes guitars. He'll build them from scratch, scratch basically. Electric guitars. You still have to buy the components for pickups and things like that. But he makes a lot of the other stuff. Necks, fretboards, bodies. Anyway, my plan is at some point to have him build me one, but more for like a wall piece, so which I'm sure is a bit of sacrilege. But yeah, I could schedule in a night. Probably it'd be fun. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Wednesday's our typical live stream. That's the best one. But Friday nights, always, well, when I'm around, definitely a good time as well. Friday night would probably be the most fun because that's usually pretty random. And Matt doesn't watch car YouTube. So Matt would have no idea what he'd be like, I don't know or care about any of this. Which could be fun as well. We could talk about Matt's electric Volvo. I drove the Corvette today just because I hadn't driven it in like almost 2.5, almost 3 weeks with everything going on and rain at the same time. I was just like, man. So I actually drove it last night a little bit just for fun. Filled it up for the first time in a while. That hurt. That's better than roses on a tea. Hey, Judge Phillips, what are we working on? We are currently working on my H10 optic that I am going to attempt to get prepped for BTC by doing a 4-wheel steer conversion. So you seem more of a ukulele wall guy. Yeah, shut it, Brian. Okay. Might as well take the rear axle out, I guess. Ooh, I guess we're gonna rock stock drive shafts unless I have some in the bins. It's a possibility. How much is premium in California? Last night I paid $610. So that's how much. Western the Rouge mentioned on the live stream the PLBTF is going to happen. What have you heard? So I've heard that, I don't know. I've heard conflicting things. I've heard from some people that are like pretty close to involved, or like one person removed from involved, that it is going to. And then I've heard from people who are in the areas that actually have to approve some stuff, that it was uncertain again. But I don't know. I'm going to go with it is going to happen, but that's more hopeful than anything, I would say. Wow, I thought 450 was high. Yeah, that is not as high as 610. And I'll say that 610 was fairly low for the area. Most places were probably closer to 650, 660. The one by my favorite gas station, the gas station I go to every time I can. Do you guys have a favorite gas station? Like, you'll just be like, no, I'm gonna go to my favorite gas station, not one that's just closer or even maybe slightly more convenient, actually on the normal path home. Like, nope, gotta go to the one I always go to. Okay, drive shaft out, lower links. I am going to have to replace the upper links for sure. We're gonna check that in a little bit though. QT on Flum in college. Oh, I miss QT so much. Casey's. Now I'm not just talking about a chain, but it's a specific one. I like to go to this one specifically. In Kansas City, my favorite gas station was on, can't remember, is it called Brighton? It was North Kansas City QT. That was my favorite one. Go there all the time. I'd hop on a Wednesday night for sure. We can make a Wednesday happen for definite then. We'll do that in May. I'm gone next week because travel. But in May then, whatever one works for you, we'll make it happen. We can talk about CNCs too. Oh, there's so many things we can annoy Matt with. He's kind of okay with CNC talk, but only barely. We have 4 gas stations. The one with drinks and snacks, Mavericks. See here, Arco has usually got an AM PM. So that's what you shoot for. Arco has cheaper gas, AM PM for all the good snacks. Because I'll tell you what, California gas stations suck. This Midwest knows how to do gas stations. And I'll hit every grand. Oh, so you get, oh God, races are getting good too. Races are getting good out there. Hey, we can talk about Panther platform stuff. Another thing to mess with Matt on. The gas station has a hardware store and fried chicken. In Kansas City, one of the best barbecue joints is in a gas station as well. It used to be called Oklahoma Joe's. Now it's just called Joe's KC or KC Joe's. Can't remember. Something in there. Casey's Pizza is amazing. That was when Matt didn't believe the guy who told him that the best pizza around was in a gas station. It's like, yeah, it's Casey's Pizza. I will 100% rate James and Indy if he gets next to me now. Oh my god. Yeah. Don't let the lap. Oh, could have had a plane, Ty. You needed the plane. We are finally going to get a quick trip in Topeka. Oh, wait, quick trip or QT? Because I believe that they're actually different. You see that idiot wreck me? Needed that plane, man. That's almost had it. There's a gas station here that has a bar in it. Back growing up in Nebraska, there was a grocery store that had a bar in the back of it, and it was called the Forgot Store. Like, forgot something. Store. And there's a bar in the back of the grocery store. So. That's wonder if Zach I did watch the GT3 RS video today on my way home. Well, listened to it. I actually did it before I left. That was Quick Trip is far better than QT. This is the type of crazy talk I can't allow. But you know what? I'm looking at the avatar there, and I'm pretty sure I see leaf spring shackles on the front of that Jeep grill. So it all makes sense now. Guy likes leaf springs and Quick Trip better than QT. That's what it is. Quick Trip with a Q is QT, where Quick Trip with a K is different. That's the I'm about to run out of filament. Multicolor it is. Oh God. So that week that I was at training for the CMM, coordinate measuring machine, basically we had this block but made out of steel, I think. I don't know if it was steel or aluminum. I never actually had to lift it myself, but because it was mounted to the machine. But anyway, we had this block as a demo block, and that's what we had to write all of our programming around to probe all of the different features on this, because it basically has all the different types of things you can learn as far as like a circular pattern, counter bores, sphere shaped divots, cone shaped divots, half circles that have a bottom, half circles that are all the way through, V notches, surfaced areas. So this textured 3D. This side has a little blister on it. But so we use this in all kinds of different ways to write programs for it. But I was like, ooh, I'm going to get the STL for that so that I can, because I'm going to use it for the new 3D scanner I got from RevoPoint. That's the CMM version. You can see upside down. So I was like, oh, I'll just use the same thing that I've been using. But I 3D printed that today because they wanted like $800 for one of the metal ones. No, thank you. Gonna be some crazy races in Indy. I'm just staying with this past fight. That the track is so different at Indy. It's so wild. It's gonna be. I have to go watch the last one there to see what tire life was like there. That's crazy looking. A lot of that. So yeah, I mean, it was just writing programs for like all of the different types of features. There's rounded slot, squared slot, hex, through bores, tiny through bores, square or perfectly square slot, oval. This hole is at an angle, face at an angle. Oh, it's just, yeah, counter bores. And every feature has a purpose. These undercut notches. So everything has a purpose. Everything was to do something special. And yeah, it's just a good multi-use thing. So now I can scan it, then I can bring it into software and compare the scan of this to the actual physical, see how close things are. I think it will make for a good like test demo and make 3D scanning videos for me a lot easier. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Already loading the RCs into the motorhome, aka the rat trap. 6 more. Yeah, I've got so much. We'll see how this all goes. We're gonna get these axles built tonight. That's gonna be a good start. Ooh, my diffs are leaking out there a little bit from around the third member. It's okay. We're replacing all of that. We're doing. Oh, I should see if I have some underdrive gears. That could be worth it. That could be worth it. Yeah, super flat track, driving line on the bank. That was always so much the wilder part about watching the short track racing at Indy. It's not, I mean, you can imagine doing that race on the big track, on the speedway. Aluminum housings, Steve D. Yes, I've got aluminum, but black. So once I was kind of looking at doing panels, and since we're going to do the Belzona livery on this, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do some black panels and laser them with the Belzona livery. I was like, maybe I'll black this thing out a bit. Like that could be fun. Rare for you. I know it really, really is. I almost always use clear. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna run black this time. So thoughts on running aluminum axles on the H10. So there's one big reason why I suggest aluminum housings on an H10 over something like an F10 or an F10 portal. So an F10 portal is, F10 or F10 portal are straight regular plastic housings are great. They work well. And as long, depending on how heavy or how hard you're going to go with something, you're likely not going to break much. But on the H10, since you have the servo horn that is behind the axle and it goes out to here, and then the tie rod is up here that links across. So the thing is that if you're running a powerful servo and you bind this wheel up, say you're against a hard surface with this wheel, and you apply the power from your servo through here, and this point now up here can't move because this wheel is bent. Now you've created a leverage point through the kingpin. And when you have a strong servo and now you try and steer, you've got 2-to-1 leverage basically to rip the the kingpin screws out of the top of the C-hub. So it is easier to break an axle housing on an H10 because of how it's situated like that for the scale looks of the servo. So for that reason, if you're running a powerful servo or you're running a bunch of weight in your wheels or 2.2s, I suggest going to an aluminum housing. There you go. Otherwise, I wouldn't always say to run aluminum housings. It slides better. It's a lot of fun. But if you're running a lot of power, you're running things like that, that is why you want to run an aluminum housing. Even if you don't only want to run it in the front, totally fine as well. But that is the side effect of having a servo behind the axle design with a tie rod that's in front, is you create a leverage point. If your servo arm went to the front side and this was bound up, and as you steer, you're just steering that force in that same line. So since nothing can move, you're not creating that leverage point and you don't create that brake point. But there's your physics lesson for today. Sorry, I blacked out for a minute. Moose Jaw, thank you very much. Might need to get Nicole some ice cream or some treat. You and I are sending good vibes. Quick healing. Also, you get my package, or is it? Did it go? I did, Joe. I opened it today. It is not up here. It is downstairs. So, and I got the homework that you sent as well. I don't appreciate that kind of treatment. No. Thank you again. So, yeah. Picked up a used object and it definitely has some play in the upper kingpin. Yeah, that can totally be, especially if it's got, if you got a good servo in it, you can cause that type of thing. And that's just the way that it goes. So I need to take off these hubs. Quit crying and do your homework. I create my own homework now. Thank you very much. Is this your homework, Larry? I honestly thought it was going to say Larry on it instead of Josh. Like, is this your homework, Josh? I was like, surprised this doesn't say Larry. I almost said it out loud. Since I don't have the rest of the drive line hooked up, it's easier to hold the hub with a pair of pliers. Now these are 475 hubs versus my typical 350s. I would stick around, but I need a drink after all the house cleaning I did today. Okay, good for you. Speaking of house cleaning, so Nicole was obvious. She just wasn't. Things were not going well. Let me tell you, I am not the housekeeper. Really, I would say I do my best, but that's still a lie. But Nicole's mom was like, "I'm coming into town." And not for that reason, just to be there for Nicole or whatnot. But she's just been ping ponging around everywhere. So it's very nice as well. So, any info on how the bamboo points work before uploading tools I made? I have no idea. I've never participated in that program with how people downloading your stuff helps you. I don't know anything about it. I'd just ask AI. It knows everything. I'm a great house cleaner, especially when I get the side eye and stern warning. It's so useful. Now I will also say that Nicole and I, our life, it does not require, it just doesn't require a lot of it just works out as well as it needs to. It stays nice enough. I have this ability to, it's just like breadcrumbs. Like everywhere I am, somehow I leave something, I set something down, I bring something in and then set it down in the middle. Like sometimes I find treats for myself. I'm like, oh wow, I forgot about that. How long has that been there? How many months? So, that side of things, I'm told, can be annoying depending on who you are. Where's the phone seat holder STL? It's I can't find it now. Ooh, man. I'll have to find that. I think I might know where it's at, but it might be on my Thingiverse instead of my it's not on my website, so I think it's on my Thingiverse. Josh residue. Yeah. I don't think that anybody would argue with you. It's just like, why is this here? Like, for what reason did you have this anywhere. I don't know. There it is. Just ends up in other people's areas. The real fun is like when I set my coffee cup down somewhere. And I have 2 coffee cups at work because one on occasion will go missing for months on end. Then I have to switch to the other one. They're the same cup. One is Tiffany blue and one is orange. They're both Yeti insulated cups. Doing a lot of disassembling. So, hey, Kent Dixon, thank you very much. Much appreciated, sir. And congrats to whoever got to pick those up. I just watched the first one. It looks. I'm gonna have to go watch it. Interesting. Or we can do like the other streamers do, and we can live watch and react to it. Reaction content is a thing on YouTube. So, all right. Front axle is out. We'll worry about links later. We need to get these. We need to get these axles built. Now, I do have to reuse everything from the front axle, so we have more disassembly to do. Are the noon optic runs at BTC going to happen? Oh, they're going to happen. That's what we're doing tonight. Should I pull like I did last week and say that we're not going to stop until this thing is 4-wheel steer running? Do another long stream. We could do it. How's your pen doing? Oh, so good. It's so smooth. I'm not going to say that it's favoritism, but I think I like it better than my TWI or TWSBI 589. It's so nice. It just writes so well, and I put all the rest of the same stuff in it. Oh, I'll pop it up. So, but yes, I like it a lot. I appreciate it very much. I have to clean up after myself because my wife cleans often. My shit always goes missing a lot. I find it a year later. So like the my stuff gets put on the stairs. Like, do something with this. And maybe I'll walk around it for a day or so. She's like, no, take it. I'm like, I don't even know where to put it up there. That's why it's down here. I don't care. Put it somewhere else. I'm the worst. I agree. It's can be rough putting up with me, I'm sure. Can Dutch RC, much appreciated. I have to clean up. Oh wait, I read that, but I didn't click on it. I think. My bad. Oh well, I wasn't. My screen wasn't scrolling. That's why. Did you get aluminum knuckles, or are you going to run brass up front? We will see. I have aluminum knuckles. Have to check if I have a set of brass knuckles. I think that Brian gave me a prototype set because we had been out. They're back in stock now. But I think he gave me a prototype set, and I think I have them around here. So it is the plan to run them. There's so many screws to take apart on this axle. We'll have a Vanquish truck at BTC, but no optic. Long streams. Marathon stream. Let's go. Can you cursive write? I can, but I don't prefer to. It's all Nicole writes in. Nicole only writes in cursive. Like try and ask her to print something, it ain't happening. So like I can read it well, and I believe I can remember how to write in it. Although I do not choose to write in cursive. But I am of the age where it was still taught to us. So he spelled out TWS. Twisty. I did not. Did I? $580 diamond. ALR. TWSBI. I've never heard anybody just call it Twisty. Twisby? Twisby. I've never heard that. I guess I've only ever... I watched I bought that from the Goulet pen company. I don't know. But I'll say my Walltown pen, it's my favorite now. And it's orange. So like, how can it not be? Will optic kits be for sale at BTC? I don't know that for sure. We aren't selling. K&K is selling there. And he has a bunch of inventory, but I don't know for sure that he has the kits. So I couldn't tell you. For those that were looking, there are a few of the Origin Classic Pros available right now. Not very many. It was a small batch that went up, and they're almost gone. So if you want one of those, probably I would guess that they'll be gone after tonight, maybe tomorrow. Okay. RAM clamps are off. RAM is out. I need the third member, or I need the gears and stuff out of the third member also. Show. Oh my God. It just keeps. Sorry. Brian Goulet. Making up names now. Is that his name? Is there a live stream Wednesday, or are you in BTC? There will be a live stream Wednesday, and I'm not sure where I will be. I'm going to try and join, but I believe that I will be in Kentucky at the time. So I'm just not sure where in Kentucky I will be. So if I'm going to be driving, I'll have Vittorio drive. As long as I'm somewhere with service, I will attempt to join, because missing 2 weeks in a row would just it'd kill me. So H10 Origin still available. H10 Origin still available on the site. Is there one available on the site? I'm not sure. I don't know that. Grease is on there. You can tell because it was also on the bottom side of the diff. Okay. So I guess I should just start grabbing the other parts now. Third member. Will K&K have any Wheels of Fortune at BTC? No. Wheels of Fortune are not a thing that's what you're going to see at events ever. That was a special thing as a last minute idea for KOH. But beyond that, you'll never see. I'll say never, because who cares? But at this point, there is never the plan to do Wheels of Fortune at events. That was that was a, hey, we're going to do KOH in like a month. What are we going to do? And I had a bunch of Wheels of Fortune finished for a promotion I was going to do this year. And then we were going to do KOH. And I was like, okay, well, we'll just steal them. And I just won't do that. So, yeah, that was, but beyond that, don't plan on seeing wheels at events like that. Taking my watch off just so I need to clean this. You cut up the fuel cell for four-wheel steer? I don't know. I probably will. Probably. So the fuel cell gets in the way normally. So you take the bottom off of it is typical. Well, there's 2 screws in it still. You take the bottom off, and then you need to trim up a little bit on the back is typically, but I think that's the route that I'll go. I need to not overcomplicate it. I don't need to be like, I'll just design up a little drop bed real quick. It'll take me 30 minutes. Because like, just finish the other parts instead. So, yeah, no. Dang, no 3D printed cell? I don't think so. My other thought is don't run a fuel cell. Just let that servo breathe. Makes absolutely no difference, but okay. So get some shit. I have no idea what I just dropped and where it went. Let's really, really hope that it wasn't anything critical. No idea what that was, but I heard it hit the floor. Okay, I need those gears. I need these bearings. Hold, please. All right, bearings out of my retainers. We're just throwing old plastic away. I'm sorry, but I don't need it sitting around. Okay. So, third member. Drop our pinion in. It is nice not to have to build the ring gear and spool combo since taking it out of one. Shit. Shim off the pinion fell off. It's fine. Just a shock falling off the desk into the void. Yeah, just going to lose another shock for a month, few weeks at least. Can't believe. I don't remember if I found that on. Did I find that on this stream or was it on a member stream? I think it was a member stream, wasn't it? It was wild. I guess I should use a wee bit of Loctite since there we go. Boys girls no TOF. Yeah. You know, I don't do Wheels of Fortune very often. So come on. There we go. Just having one of those moments with it. What is your opinion on the clear third member with black housings? I usually prefer using the clear always on any of the parts. If I'm black plastic housing, I would still like to run a clear third member. I am bucking my normal preferences for this one just because. Like, just why not? Just because. I was like, I might be doing black panels, so I might as well. Fine. Do a bit of a Brandon. Which I normally regret. Reason I usually don't, I like to run the other colors is because it shows up so much better in video. I think black, all black, looks fantastic on a lot of things. But it's usually not great for video. So that is why you typically don't want to do an all black truck. Sure, Josh, don't admit that that's what that was the way. Don't admit that's what was a blend. These aren't blend. These are actually right out of inventory today. So drop our guts in here. Do I need more grease? No, I don't need more grease. The grease that's on there is plenty enough. When is VP releasing the AE Gold Edition? Oh my goodness. Let's let them get through all of their Tamiya projects first before we get into that. Let's see if one shim is enough. I did plan to run metal. Oh, it's good. Solid. Yay. Okay. Where did I put? Now, what I wasn't doing a very good job as, I was just piling screws here on the desk. So that's actually annoying. I think I found them. It's fine. Can't wait to meet you at BTC. Should be a good time. I am excited for it as well. Any event you can get to with that many people is a good time. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Hoping that we get decent weather, but whatever. We'll figure it out. And I had a good time last year somehow. So, looking forward to it again. And, you know, anytime on the East Coast is good enough. Kentucky is East Coast to me. Any idea when optic kits will be back in stock? That'd be a better Brandon question. Yeah. So when is VP releasing a mini is my question. Probably not. Probably not. So Josh, make any nice makes a nice silicon screw cap. That one right here. I have another one right here too, actually. That's gray, but it's actually got a bunch of stuff in it, so that one's taken. And this one's just in the way now because all my screws are on the. I'll do better. Let's bring Brandon in on the stream. He's probably at like a t-ball game or a taekwondo practice or. Listen, Brandon is a very active father, which is fantastic. But it also means that he schedules every moment. Okay. This is where it probably would have been nice to do things in a way that I could 100% remember screw lengths, but I didn't grab what you call it, servo mount. Do you have to be next to the reef? No, we've got a big tent. So we are next to Kirby, and we took the rest of that space. So we got a circus tent this year. So a big space took up. So it's just Kirby and us on that one side. As of this very moment, I should be tad bit of rain on Friday, and that's it. Mid 50s. So let's hope that is perfect. That would be fantastic. Last year was cool since you weren't really working. I came out. I hung out for a day on what day was the last day, the raffle day. I was like, we're tearing our stuff down, putting it away. Get out of there. Bearings were little one. Here's my big one. As you be clowning. Yeah. Any Wheel of Fortune at BTC. We talked about this a little bit ago, but you're never going to see Wheels of Fortune at events. That was a very special occasion for King of the Hammers only. And don't ever assume that you'll see that at an event again. That was hey, I don't have any other. I'm out of things at the moment, so here's my idea. Have we ever heard for sure about PLBTF? We have not heard for sure on anything. There we go. Stock plastic knuckle. I do not need. That will go away. At least 3 more folks will ask. Yeah, I know. It's fine. You're going to be answering that for another year at least. Yeah. You know, people love Wheels of Fortune, but it is an undertaking to get done. I'll tell you that. Almost. Oop, missed it. I think I got it out enough though. Okay, 2 down. Remember the pro or ultra questions? Yeah, like what's the difference? It's like that, but that's like when we hear questions like that all the time, we're just like, okay, it's perfectly reasonable that people don't know. We need to do a better job at this. So that was like one of the things, like for sure, like why Vittori, we're like, hey, we need things to make so that people can tell the difference of this easily. Yeah. The faster you get done, the faster you get to play GeoGuessr. Focus. Okay, I have not put all of the screws in the axle yet. Do I have too long of a screw? Or do I just keep sending it in there? I think I have too long of a screw. What about this one? Is this one the long one? No. Oh, and I don't. Oh, that's what it is. I don't have the. It's fine. Perfect. Just send it. Let's try it again. Amazing. It worked that time. Just had it, Tell the difference easily without naming things. Thanks for saying optic knuckles are back in stock. We've been waiting forever to order place. Sick. Here you go. Finally made it to A-Main in Chico. That place is cool. It is cool. It's like a wild thing for a hobby shop because like you go into the hobby shop that they have there and you can get any part available in the California location of the website, which is wild amount. However, you go inside and it's a decent size hobby shop, but it's mainly cars, a few parts. And then everything else is on a kiosk, basically. You log into your account on A-Main and buy it. And then one of the guys behind the counter goes and gets it for you. So it's super cool, but it's not like just getting to go in and browse through oh, I throw that axle away without. Did I throw it away already? Yes. Got a couple of bearings I need in the end still. Can't throw things away so fast. I should probably pull out those screws as well. Bump stop screws. I live half a mile from the East Coast warehouse. Yeah, there you go. The East Coast warehouse is on D Ducks Lane in North Carolina. So it's like it's no fun. That's how it is when you walk into backcountry in Salt Lake City. Order on a key as they go pull it. Only certain gear. Yeah, it's just which. But the other thing is that A-Main, they have like the massive track facility and all that there, so that you can go look and see that, which that is cool. Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah. No storefront, just a lobby with 2 RC tents. You throw away the plastic housings? Yes, I do, Frank. Sorry. They're used. It's got grease in it. It's like I know I could save them or put them in a swap meet bucket, but I just don't. I apologize. Like when I throw away hardware and trigger everybody. Are those repackaged ceramic bearings? Those are still on my dresser. Should I go grab those and just install a couple in these axles just for fun? Okay. Put the ram clamps on. We reused the ram clamps, the servo mount, of course, the steering slider, steering end links. Your dresser? Yes, my dresser. The other room. Josh won't send spare stuff. That is true. I'm not interested in shipping. Shipping anything anywhere. It's just, this is my least favorite thing. I never get around to it. I don't want to do it. What day is trash day inside? Trash day and what day I emptied this trash, two different things. This trash can go weeks without having to be entered because it's not like it has food in it. Not typically, at least. There might be an apple core in it right now. So, I said I'll pay. Yeah, that's not the part of it. I don't want to do it. Like, I gotta find time to do it. It's actually my least favorite activity is shipping anything. Oh, I need to put some Loctite on these kingpin screws. Best shows are when Josh shares what's in his pocket. Matt's still waiting for his radio, probably. Yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. However, today, so like the easy thing is like shipping Matt something. That's pretty easy because I just give it to Dan and I say, hey, ship this to Matt. And it gets done. Like today, I had to, since I was finally back in the office today after being with Nicole all week. So today I shipped Matt those drive shafts. What else? Drive shafts, the 3D scanner, and what else did I send him? Something else. Can you give us the part number of the bearing remover tool? I don't know that I can. Some of you know this, but these are actually from Integy. They're the only company I've seen that makes them. This one here is for 8, 10, and 12 millimeter ID bearings, and this one is for 5 and 6 millimeter ID bearings. So, yeah. Am I out of? I guess I'm out of beer. Yeah. Sorry. Secondly, spirit activity is checking emails. Oh, except I have to do, I have to do that all day. Now, personal email versus work email, and then like what work email is the most important is like, holy crap, trying to get caught up today. That was not fun. I was like trying to kind of stay on top of stuff while I was gone. I got a lot of work done at least, but I wasn't able to like fully catch up. So, you know, it happens. There's very, very rarely a toy truck emergency, but you know, still I'll probably spend some time this weekend or in the evenings at least getting caught back up through my inbox. We're working on a new machine purchase right now as well. So like that is always a bit of a nightmare because we're working with multiple companies on one. You call it like a cell. So because it's like a CNC and a robot that goes with it to load it. So you have to work with the company that makes the CNC and you have to work with the company that makes the robot so that they can all talk to each other and make sure everything's going to work. And sometimes it's hard to make everybody on the same page. And that is what I have to do sometimes. because I'm a people person. What don't you people understand? Like talking, talk to the engineers so the customers don't have to. What are we getting? This is another brother and another Trinity robot. So another 5-axis, and it's a brother U500 and a robot with a shit load of pallets. Like 90, 92 or something like that. Hi, Bob. I've got 5 bosses. Never left LJ. What's happening? C2 Sporty Pro Comp rigs. Explain why you don't build, run them WRCC specific, since we all know Sorka is status. Poof status. So, great question. That is all that I used to do, was sporty and pro comp stuff, basically. When I started in RC, that's what I did. That's what I traveled for. We traveled all over. There was some sort of national comp once a month, and that's usually where I was going. The only reason I don't do it more now is because there's the crowd's just not there. The market's too small for me to focus on it as much. But I love the MOA rigs, things like that. I have 2 sporties and I have an MOA. And the MOA, as Tyler has been bugging me to do for months, just needs to be wired. I've got all the things. It's got servos, it's got the motors, the ESCs, everything's there. It just needs to be wired. And my 2 sporties are, the one sporty is ready to go. I think it just needs the body painted. And the other one has a painted body, but just needs to have the body mounted, and then it's done. So, like, why don't I do it? There is no excuse. It's just I just have it. I think I even have a couple of videos on each of them. The MOA is a deluxe kit. I don't remember exactly the specs on it right now. In our area, it's growing again. Marcus and I are just we're just with other friends, and they're building new pro and sporty rigs. It's fun. I mean, we used, like, the big events. The thing is that the reason that, like, pro and sporty stuff is never got huge, not the only reason, but you can't have a big event. It's only possible to get about 100, 120 people through an event per day, because you're the only one running on a course at a time, and you have to go run 5 courses. So that means that you have to be taking up some time for up to 25 minutes per day. And basically, as the shutdown and startup time of everything happens, it's very hard to get, like, we pressed it at times, because I used to help with, like, event organization back in the day, or throw my own events. And it was just wild. You would just end up with doing everything you could to try and get done in time if you had over 100 people. So, whereas you can have a scale event with 3,000 people, because it's just like, yeah, cool, this is an event. Go off in the trails. And that's great, because the most fun of the events is usually hanging out. But if you love competition, it's so hard to beat going out and running those rigs. Oh, Need to do it. I just don't. He's got a mercenary and an asylum that weren't finished. Need to get they sit down like right when I open the door to my Corvette, they're just right there. I'm like, especially the MOA. The MOA is the one that I need to go do. We only have like 8 to 15 per class here, but lots of groups do their own thing. Yeah, that's like the KCRC gang. We didn't have wild huge. It'd be 10 to 20 or so, and we would run. It's called different things now than what it used to be called. But it used to just be like, rather than the pro and sportsman, it just used to be 2-2, and you ran your 2-2 truck, which it was either a shafty type truck with dig, or an MOA with all the mixing and all that. And then everybody went to MOA, and then they decided to split the classes to make the sporty, which was no dig, front steer only, and go. And then there was 2-2 pro, which was MOA, still only front steer. And then we had super, but we never did super in Kansas City. Yeah. How many cars total do you have? I got no idea. No idea. I would have a hard time guessing right now because I feel like I sold a lot, but I also know that I have a lot, and that they're just like, I just run across them. I'm like, oh yeah. So at the the shelves at work, in the studio, I'm like, oh yeah, there's one. Oh yeah. Oh, that's here, isn't it? Yes. And there's oh, by my desk. Oh yeah, I forgot I did these ones by my desk or on a pallet. Again, wherever I go, I just leave breadcrumbs. Don't mean to do it. I just do it. So, okay. Front axle is donezo. We have aluminum front housing, aluminum third member, stock servo mount, stock slider, aluminum knuckles, stock steering links, because those things are pretty stout. Good shape. Stock drive shaft still. I think I'll be okay with that. I think. Now I did build. I just put the aluminum knuckles on that before checking if I had the brass knuckles. I totally forgot to do that. And now I'm gonna find them for sure now. Hexagon. Let's see. SD card. Parentheses. Maybe I won't find them. Did I take them out? Oh, I got the new draggy. Like draggy for drag cars, but it's specifically for RC and drone lovers. Look at that. Okay. I don't see him right away, so now I don't feel so bad. If I happen to just glance and see them, I'll be annoyed, but also a little happy. I do not see them. Okay, that's fine. Show off the backpack. No. I can show you from a distance. Sparko. The little boy racer, but it's that, or I have my leather crossbody messenger bag on. So No supers yet or in the future, but MOA two-wheel steer is fun, and I have a local buddy that helped. Let's get into this. Is Derek King. He makes big, so he can run his chassis for the flat. I like that. It is so much fun. It needs the Takata / Bride bag. It's a Merce. I use it like a Merce. That I'm absolutely. What happened to the 4Dice mud truck you did on the channel? I sold it, right? Yeah, I sold it. See you at BTC. See you there as well. Be good to see you again. Looking forward to it. Okay. Let's just build the rear before I worry about installing. So since we're building a front axle, the easiest way to build a full unit, like the cheapest way to get all the hardware, the bearings, everything that you need for the front axle, is to buy an axle kit and just use what you need. Even if you're putting aluminum housings on, it's still cheaper to buy this and not use the plastic housing. Just there you go. 1/4 into that pump. Mud truck is in the studio at VP. Is it? Okay. I thought I sold it for some reason. Whatever. I guess I didn't. Which Reefs LP servo has issues to avoid? 900 LP. It's the direct power one. The 800 LP is perfect. I love that servo. Get the 800 LP. The bonsai died, didn't it? No, it is down. It is outside and downstairs, well, which is the same thing. So it didn't die. But I actually have another plant in here right now. There will be more. You can't really see that one, but it's a cool little plant. It's in its own little terrarium type thing. But my truck is now for sale. I could have swore I sold it. Yes, I should. Remember the Venom Creeper? I am the king of Venom Creepers. I think I've got 3 in the shed. Oh my God. Venom Creepers. There was one local guy in Kansas City who had got a Venom Creeper around the time that they, were a thing. And he tried and tried to try and make those things like keep up and stay alive. Try and not get the selectables to pop out of place. The mud truck was using send cut send parts, right? Yep. All those parts are still available. Have a newer group in TC in Michigan here. 24 columns with the warm outdoor stuff. Haven't been able to attend. Will when life allows. Yeah, I mean that's always the thing. Is like, trying to commit to a comp series is a lot. And that was the thing, is I always wanted to run the whole series. We had in KC, the setup that we had, we allowed, you dropped your lowest one, which was great because if you had to be out of town, for the week that the comp was going to be, that was fine. You could that would be your drop, but you had to make the rest of them. So is this your first 4-wheel steer optic? Yep. It won't be the first one that I've driven, but it'll be the first one that I've built. Underdrive? No. Not because I wouldn't like to, simply because I didn't grab didn't grab the gears to do it. And I don't want to look through my bins. I just want to try and get this done tonight. So we're just getting her done. Okay, now for the hard-hitting question. What's the advantage of a diverging diamond lane? God damn it, Phoenix. So when you're approaching a highway interchange, if you have seen one of the highway interchanges that when you're going through, it crosses you over to the other side. That is what a diverging diamond is. And the benefit to a diverging diamond is that as you're going up to an interchange, you come to that first light, on the near side. And if your plan is to get on the interstate, you just get in the right lane. Usually you have a channelized, unsignalized, possibly, or, at least just a permissive right that you can take. Well, perfect. Then you don't have to go through a signal, right? You just have a channelized right, zip right on, yield sign at most. If you're going through the first light and then you're going to take a left onto the interstate, the next one, because you're either going to go, say, north or south, well, then you go through the light, which switches you to the other side. And then, again, you can take a channelized, uncontrolled left onto the interstate. So no matter what, if you're getting on the interstate, you only have to go through a maximum of one signal. Whereas a traditional, if you were going to go to the next one, you'd go through the first signal, then you would go to the next one and have to wait for a permitted left turn to happen. So, by timing. Now, you only want to do diverging diamonds at interchanges that are primarily traffic that is going to and from the interstate. If you have an intersection that has a heavy through movement, meaning that they're just going to pass straight over the interchange and keep going. They're not there for the interchange. They're just continuing on their way. Well, in that case, you shouldn't build a diverging diamond. There you go. Son of a bitch, Phoenix made me do that. So easily. I like talking about traffic. Too many fancy words for Friday brain. Can we go to a whiteboard for shit, I put too long screws in this. I put the ram clamp screws in this. I wasn't even looking at the back side of that spool. My bad. Oh, and TC was Traverse City. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I don't know what TC. I was like, you got a town car group? You guys are cool. I'm just waiting for a diverging diamond with a roundabout in the middle of it. Ooh, that'd be interesting because you'd have to flow clockwise rather than counterclockwise like every other roundabout is. That might trip. I'll give you that one. That'd trip some people up. They have one in Manteca on I-20. It was a shit show when it opened. It's one of those things, like, it shouldn't ever be a shit show because, like, the intersection should basically be set up at 90-degree angles to each other or very close to it, which should basically just make it feel very natural to continue through. Just like anything, bad design can fuck up a good idea. So roundabouts are awesome, but bad designed ones can be a shit show. Well, most people can't use a roundabout by itself. I disagree. Do the roundabouts in Australia go in reverse? Yeah, they'd have to. Right? Yeah, you have to. I'm 99% positive. Roundabouts can kick rocks. See, Tyler, I can tell as you live up in the hills. You hill people don't like don't like roundabouts. It's for the flatlanders down here, the cityites. Okay, there is our ring, gear, and spool. Oh, there it is. Whew, I was about to be mad. Okay. Let's see. It's a rotary here in Mass. Well, now there is roundabouts and traffic circles and rotaries can all be separate things, not necessarily the same. A roundabout, people on the inside always have the right of way. They do not yield to anybody. Sometimes a rotary and a traffic circle are different, as they will have two major movements that have the right of way, and people interior to the circle have to yield at certain points to go. So sometimes they're different. Like if you're in Kansas City on Ward Parkway down by like 55th, somewhere 55th to 60th, somewhere in there, there's a traffic circle around a big fountain. Stop ticking into his traffic ADHD. Do you learn the traffic engineering in school, or is it more on the job? It was both in different ways, of course. You learn in school, you learn more of like the nuts and bolts, like level of service and average daily traffic, peak hour, traffic signal warrants, pedestrian crossing warrants. Like there's these books that basically when someone comes to you from a city council and they say, hey, we think that we need a traffic signal here. It's not a stoplight because there's also go and all that on there. So it's not a stoplight. We think we need this. Like, okay, well, we need to come out and do a traffic study. And we need to figure out why you think you need it. And there's like something like 12 warrants. And if you can meet one of those warrants, then a traffic signal is warranted. Thus the name. But so you learn all that kind of stuff, how to calculate traffic loads, basically. Like you convert all of your traffic numbers into an equivalent number of trucks, which means like semi trucks. And, you design the thickness of concrete based on that, or you figure out how you're going to, time traffic signals. I also took airport design to be able to design like runways and taxiways and all that kind of stuff. But I've long forgot all of it. But I took a lot of traffic classes. I definitely knew that traffic was going to be my focus rather than roadway design or bridge design after I got an internship. And I was like, I like the traffic side way better than this roadway design stuff. The reason is that you guys will see how this fits in. But traffic design is a lot of opinion. that while there is a lot of rules, there's a lot of things you have to, follow as they say. There's a lot of things that you're like, well, I think that a driver would perceive this in this way, or I think it would be best for a driver to look and see this there. And I have a lot of opinions that I value very highly. So somehow traffic just seemed to be a better fit for me. We know, Josh, we know. Is it necessary to stop for a full 3 seconds in the hood/ghetto? 3 seconds. I don't think that's an actual rule anyway. You just have to come to a complete stop. Now, it's how they, really depends on what car you're in. If you're driving a town car, for example, I would come to a complete stop, use your turn signals, as needed, because sometimes those vehicles frequent those areas. And you don't want to get pulled over. Runway equals long straight road. You'd be surprised to hear sometimes how thick. Oh wait, no, that is not that at all. That was stupid. I was misremembering and definitely not using instructions. Right now, honey, someone said something wrong on the, yeah. It's amazing. That freaking makes sense that traffic engineering is based on feeling and facts based on driving around this country. Like I said, there is laws and guidelines, but a lot of the engineering is like, hey, I think that this and this, and you do have to back up that the things that you're doing meet standards. But there's just a lot of things in there that are very, I like this. The last portion of my traffic engineering career, I was doing construction sequencing. So determining how to build something while maintaining traffic as best as possible. And that one was a puzzle type game, figuring out how to build something. But again, you just kind of decide like, well, I think we should start over here first. Let's build this half first, and then we'll work on. And so finding good construction sequencing, not easy. Project management. No. That's not what this is. This is literally just the engineering side of how it's going to get built. And then the project manager has to follow those rules, or if they want to vary, they have to get permission. And I would always tell them that my ideas are better than theirs, and they should just do as the plans say. People in the field love to hear that from an engineer behind a desk somewhere. So, yeah. LOL, shocking. Being able to be creative and have control over the project. Yeah, that's, but the biggest problem with that side of things is like, so like the last project that I worked on, I probably worked on for, why am I using a hand tool? I probably worked on for 3 or 4 years on and off, but the last portion being majority of it full-time on one project in Wichita, Kansas. It was the US 400 and 50 highway or Interstate 54 interchange. So, and it went from a cloverleaf design to a 3-level or 4-level. So everything was big flyovers. And it didn't get finished until like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years after I was here. So like after I left, all of those questions on all of my construction sequencing was like somebody else had to answer it because I wasn't there anymore. I probably left 30 document boxes, like the cardboard boxes that had the lid on it, usually like what looks like when you have reams of paper that are new. We had to keep all of our notes for engineering in case anything were to happen, and you had to prove your engineering documents. Because sometimes not everything's in CAD. You have meeting minutes or whatnot, and you need to find a way to have that. So you print emails and keep everything documented. And when I was done, I was just like, there they are. See you later. 400 in Wichita is wild. Yep. And then my very last project before I left was also in Wichita, and it was 54 and I-35, that whole area, which was another fun one. How long should the high-speed rail train take to finish? Tell you what, I've never been much of a transit person myself, or much of a fan of California politicians. I hate the corporate life. There's pros and cons to all of it, but the pros to corporate life are that there's people to do everything. There's are you shipping this to Beat the Creek? Shipping it. I'm carrying it on the plane with me. I do not ship rigs for events. If I'm going to an event and I need the truck for an event, it doesn't leave my side. I don't check it. It has to be in my carry-on. My radio can go in the carry-on because I can replace a radio. Replacing a truck though, at the event where it doesn't ruin my whole weekend, that's much harder. And that's why I do not do that. Good. That's the wrong color box to ship it and have it show up. This is a good question. Are you going to Beat the Creek, Tony? I'm guessing not. I'm guessing he's trying to mow circles, funny looking circles in his yard so that he can ride a 4-wheeler around it rather than come actually do fun things. So Josh jumping in late. How's Nicole doing? Yeah, we haven't touched on that in a little while. She's doing pretty well. Obviously we're home, which is good. So, the shingle stuff just got really bad, and they weren't for sure that it was that. So they did a bunch of stuff and treated a bunch of things and kind of still came to that conclusion in the end. But it had got in her eye, which was the big concern, because that can do permanent blindness. So 5 days in the hospital. I can't wait to see what kind of insurance fight we have to put up with. I can't imagine what it's going to cost us. That's not what I'm worried about. I will say that. You just know, that is the side effect of it all, right? So dorkier than that. Mini bikes. We had an RC monster truck race that weekend. 2 guys scheduled that. Listen, Tony, if you just don't show up, the other guy won't be that mad. just go and let the other guy say he won that weekend. It'll be fine. So, well, yeah. So, Sunday through Thursday, we were in the hospital. So she is we're home. She's still just resting. Like that's still recovering, resting, trying to get it all. She's still on stuff. She's got some follow-ups to do, but just a whole pain in the ass that she has to go through for it. Terrible. Yeah. So, it's sorry, hear that. Oh, I had to deal with shingles as well. Unfortunately, she did get one in her eyes. Effects hit her scar. I wonder if you mean hard. So yeah, I mean it's rough, and this is actually the second time Nicole's had to deal with it within a year, which is also very rare and super unfortunate. So hopefully she can get the vaccine for it here sooner than they wanted her to wait a year until after it was over, and didn't quite make that. So yeah. Yep. Super unfortunate, but just going through it. But we appreciate all of the well wishes. Got a lot of great messages. Appreciate it. Told her, passed it on. So, yeah. That's terrible. We should do something nice for her. I hope she gets well soon. I think we are doing something nice for her. We're distracting me from hovering over her. You need anything? You need anything? You need anything? No, let me sleep. Okay. Let me know if you need anything. So, she's not even 40 yet. So it was just, none of it's normal. Unfortunate. So, I'm a very nervous care person. Like, hey, you sure you're okay? Sure you're okay. Just like the first night we were there, we were stuck in the actual ER for almost 2 full days. And the first night we were there, though, it was, it felt like a prison cell, just all interior, no windows or anything like that. And I was just like, she's like, just go home, get some sleep, come back, whatever. And I was just like, I don't know. So I was just like, I'm just going to try and sleep here. But we weren't in like a regular, put both sides of this thing on. I got to put it through the, so anyway, it was just like a hard plastic chair with metal legs. And I was sleeping in it, and then using like the tray that they use to like give you food or whatever. And I had it in front of me, and I was just like trying to lean on it and use my feet to keep it from rolling out away from me. So, and I slept in there for like maybe 3 or 4 hours. And then I was just like, okay, my arms went to sleep so bad I can't feel them. So I'm gonna go home for now, and then I'll be back in the morning. So I went home for like 4 or 5 hours, and then the next day was when I filmed the news. but I like needed to go do some laundry for her so that she had like some clean yoga pants and stuff like that. I was just like, while I was doing that, I was like, I'll film the news real quick. Yeah. So, yeah. You need anything? How about now? Now? Yeah. So, yeah. Fun stuff. I highly do not recommend. They keep trying to make you take shingles vaccine, but I've never had chickenpox, so I can't. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that shingles is just chickenpox basically. So it's basically the same thing. So, if you can avoid it, it's worth avoiding. That shit was terrible. And like I said, can make you go blind. So that is biggest concern, is trying to make sure that is, what they gave her treats it and keeps that good, because that is, I would not want that to happen. Nobody would, but you get it. So yeah. Once we got out of the emergency department though, and up into a regular room, it was much more human feeling. Or where? Yep, there it is. I think that's it. Here's an idea for you and Matt. Do an equestrian style build off. Compete with tacks and saddles. Of course, you do Western saddle. Matt do English saddle with his little metal horn on the front. Oh, I don't know if Matt would understand how rude that is. Oh my god, it would be funny though. That definitely hits close to home. My mom had a tack shop when we were growing up, and we had our barn, and then in the front of it, my dad had built a store where mom had saddles and lead ropes and bits and bridles and pads and all that stuff. And it had indoor outdoor carpet inside. I think when it started, it was in like the backside and had sawdust down for some reason instead. Can't imagine hospitals in California, dude. Yeah, that emergency room at 5 a.m. on a Sunday still was like a TV show. No, thank you. Those Vanquish X tools are a thing of beauty. If you guys haven't experienced it yet, yes. It is so nice to have the bearing cap. I can't believe how old, like how much I've spun some of these that I have. They still feel great. Keep my phone from vibrating in my pocket. My grandpa has a tack trailer that he traveled around and sold out of. Yeah. How do you not catch the shingles? So I had, or a lot of us had, how it was explained to me. I'm an idiot on the internet. Don't take this as actual advice or truth. I'm relaying on what I think I remember hearing. But the shingles is basically when we got the chicken pox when we were young, that virus lives in your nerves forever. And shingles, it's just that virus awaking in us. So I already have it in me. So that's how I don't get it again. And usually, if you do get it, it's later in life, like after you're 50. So that's why they don't normally have you take the vaccine for it until much later. Again, I was looking for this the whole time. It was literally in front of me. But again, I'm an idiot who, did I hear it correctly? I got no idea. Do I fully care? Also not a ton. Because it's not like I was going to live in a different house than her. Like, so we did our, either way, we still kind of did our best because to like isolate a little bit, just because like the part of shingles that is contagious is the contact, like the whatever it is. And I work with a lot of people who I don't know their susceptibility. So I want to try and be as courteous to everybody else as possible. So that was, so we slept separately for this last month. All right. Make sure my drag link was the correct length. Get it bolted in. Yep. Okay. Wait. Sounds more like, wait. They come lightweight. Oh, the lightweight tools. Yes, the lightweight tools are these. So these were a tool we were going to make. However, once we did a time study on it, they weren't fast enough. So we either have to make them like much more plain and ugly, and we just didn't want to do that. So we just never ended up making them. So instead, the ones that I had, I had a certain amount made during our time study, and it didn't make as much sense to. So I just used them for trucks of fortune. And so, yeah. How do I get a set? I have to check my box. I have a box of special things behind my desk. Show a close up. So this is the style. It was made to replicate a oftentimes called furniture, like a foregrip furniture. Oh, so anyway, that's what it was made to look like. And we really liked that look, but if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. Okay, front and rear axles are both complete. Now we got to start dicking around with links and stuff. FYI, English saddles don't have a horn. They have the little metal horn, or is it not called a horn? Is it called something different? Now I need to know. Because as I remember, they had like a little metal, kind of like a horn. Am I just misremembering? Or is it given in different ways in different places? Wait, I can't. I bet Josh. Jesus Christ. All right. There we go. Front and rears are complete. Is there anything different? There's nothing different about either of them other than I put the short drive shaft on, which is a rear drive shaft. Should be good. I got everything else. We should be good. We can start refiguring, and English saddles just don't have a horn. Now, I'm sorry. I have to Google. Huh. Yeah. No traditional ones. I mean, I see some photos that do, but they're obviously not traditional English saddles. Learn something every day. No need for a place to tie off rope. But yeah, no, I get that part of it. The one that I remembered was so like small and metal and wouldn't have been useful for that anything other than just a place to use to hold on to something. Is it GeoGuessr time yet? No, we're finishing this. King of RC is going to have to start a war, Josh, until he gets some light tool set. Oh, it's coming harder than Talbot on MSN. Is that who he was talking about, Tony? I haven't watched it yet. I just heard as soon as this started, and I'm like, okay, I got to go watch this at some point and see. Okay. So, front axle. Get that one thrown in first. I do have to find a servo. Did I didn't put the drag link back on. There it is. Got it. It was in the comments about MSN. Talent did not mention. Yeah, I heard that he didn't mention names specifically. Did Talbot say his name in the comments? Is that what you're saying? Need to change the links. Rear links, I do. Front links, I don't. Did I have? I did. I was using the servo blocks because I guess why not? Long boys. May have missed it, but haven't seen MSN talk shit. MSN posted a video today and thought it was directed towards him. Ah, damn it. I need to watch both of these now before they get deleted. Neither of them better bitch out and delete those. Listen, say what you said. And I put my servo in backwards. God damn it. What a. I yell at people on the internet for that. And then I do it myself. Servo wires should not be at the front. So you know. God damn it. A lot easier to do this when it's not already wired into the chassis. Let's see. MSN, Mark Santa Maria. For those that aren't familiar, guy out of Texas, super nice guy. So, whenever see, I'm not saying he wouldn't, but if Mark Santa Maria was talking shit, I just feel like it would be more passive aggressive. I don't know why. He just doesn't seem like the aggressive talker shitter. So, I don't know why I want to sing this or say this in a Backstreet Boys. Tell us why. That's why 8.4 is better than direct power. Why I prefer. So, one other thing I would like to do is I would love to test how efficient direct power is versus. Get in there. I'd love to see how efficient direct power is over 8.4 because I assume that it's a little bit more efficient. But the reason that I like 8.4 better, or a DEC powered servo over a direct power, is your servo power isn't going to change no matter your battery level. It's always the same. Oh, I need to not put that on until really it's on there for sure. We'll just lightly install it. So it doesn't change. It's always the same. I also just find that the direct power servos I've used from a number of different places have been less reliable. I've just found the ones that I can program at 8.4 and walk away from, they just work better for longer. I don't know why. And maybe it's only my experience with it. But I would say out of the number of servos that I've burned up, direct powers would be much higher than the number of non-direct powers, even including how long I've been running non-direct power servos. Okay. Let's get these links done. There we go. Sick. This is always the worst time to be dealing with the chassis when all the links are still at that. Trying to get the axle reinstalled. Pain in the ass. Make sure you phase your drive shafts, even if they're plastic. Line up the tick marks. Ow. All right, there we go. So, what time is it in Michigan? Isn't it time? 11:41. They're in East Coast time. They would be. Michigan people are so East Coast. They'd love to be Midwesterners, but they're just not quite there. Tao has always just been a talker for views, even shit. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't disagree with that. I don't think that he's. I don't think he's in it for just the good of the hobby. He is in it to maximize YouTube, and he's done a damn good job at that. You know, and if that is your job, being good at it, it's a good thing. And so, you know, that's how it goes. Okay. Now, the other question is, do I upgrade the shocks on this? And that is a good question, but come on. I don't have them here, so I'm not, I don't think at least. So I'm not going to plan on it today. And instead, we will continue to try and get this thing complete. Thought I had too long of a screw at first. I was like, I'll just keep going, see if it went all the way. Look at that. That's the way to do things, everybody. Okay. That, I would say, is too long. Good to go. What shocks you run on there? These are the kit shocks. So the ones that I built when I built the kit. All right. Now, oh, you know, the one thing that I haven't done is I have the Fusion Pro in here, and it's powering the servo, but I'm going to be running 2 servos, and I don't think that Fusion Pro is going to be up to that task. Now, the other thing that I need to do right now is find my new rear upper links, which should be 124 millimeters, or if I can find some stock stance lowers, I can flip-flop. What are these? There are 2 of those in there? I don't think so. Ooh, that would... Is this 120? This looks like 122. Holy shit, it's 126. 125. Let's see if I can find a match to this guy, because this is a titanium. Just a rando hanging out in there. So, hold please. Got one of the link boxes. This is the 120 plus box. So Let's see what I can find, or if I can find two bent links close to that, that would work as well. It's a double bend. I don't like that. Double bend. Too short. Now the best move would be to actually start pulling these out instead. Not even close. Ooh, that's a single bend, perfect length. That would work as well. But that's a steeper bend, which would work. That is a Yeti rear, no, upper rear Yeti. That's probably a match. Yep. That's a stainless version of that same link. Damn it. A lot of these were just old blem links. So like, see all that spiraling around there? It was basically not being held well in the collet. So it left this spiral on these in the Swiss machine. And rather than throw them away, I took them. Because we couldn't sell them. And that's been many, many years now. But that is how I have these link boxes. Double. So many double bends. That one's double as well. No, that's... Ooh, it's a long... It's the same as this one. It's a subtle... It's a decent amount... Oh, wait, that's longer. That's weird. Okay, that's no good. Let's... geez, sorry. The box is worth about 5K. You want 124. Yeah, if I can flip them around though, and we can go from there. Have you tried the new Holmes BEC? Yeah, I installed it in the IJ. What lock shocks? 90 mil eye box or what are on my IJ. Casually pulls out of that. You should label that box rage bait. Okay. Too much bend. Oh, I really didn't want to do this, but I guess I have to. I'll send you. If I send you a list, can I purchase a few? No, I'm sorry, but it's a hard and immediate no. I'm not sorting through them. It would be cheaper for you to buy them off of the website. Too short. Too long. Too short. Link bending tool. I use my BAC Industries Mighty Rod Bender. Those just have too much bend. And I remember we tried testing it on the the Yeti links, and they were just too much, and they had caused a binding. While slight, more than I would be comfortable with. Nope. Too short. Too short. Way too long. Too short. Where's that one? That's a match to that one, I think. That's the match to that one, which that would probably work. Just want to try one more time to find this other slightly more bent, but not too far bent link. Josh has the best leftovers. This is just the 120 plus, and then I have a less than 80, and then also an 80 to 100 bin. So they're, you know, they're separated. BEC output for Fusion Pro 6 amps. Right. That's my concern, is that is not enough for 2 high power servos. You bind that up and brown out. So I have BECs here, and I think we can get that. I can find a proper one. All these old double bent links. And old tie rods from like AR60 axles and original SCX 10. I don't want to run. Those are too much. Too much bend. Okay, so all of these are for sure too long. I'm about to buy a Bamboo printer. You have any inside info on a new printer or sale coming up? I do not. I've never had much inside info to anything at Bamboo. So if I was buying one, the H2D is my favorite right now. The X2D is like pretty cool, but I would buy either an H2S or an H2D. That would be the one that I would like if I was going to buy one today. That would be what I would buy. If you don't really care about doing the multicolor stuff, get an H2S and an AMS, and you can do some multicolor stuff when you want. But those H2s with the heated chambers and the build size are so good. But my X1s are just, you know, some of the longest running, most reliable ones that I've had. So I don't think that I'm going to have I'm so sorry for having to listen to this noise now that I think about it. My apologies. We're going to try these slightly bent singles. Probably shouldn't have thrown all those in there already. Shit. Oh well. So H2D versus H2C. Guy kept pushing the 2C. I mean, the C is super cool. You know, it's going to be much more complicated. I just got an H2C. For most people, it's not needed. It's like, I feel like if you are going to get the H2C, you know you need the H2C. But if you, yeah, I feel like that's it. I feel like it's just one of those things like, your projects are going to be made for that type of printing, all the colors, all that kind of stuff. For me, like I almost never print multicolor. What I end up doing is using the AMS as I'm lazy. Have my filaments in there and I can just pick what I want. So just joined what's being built. We are currently working on my H10 optic that I am converting into 4-wheel steer. We started by building new axles in aluminum. So not just a simple conversion, we were also building up. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, links. That's what we're doing. Focus. What brand ABS-GF do you use? I use Bamboo brand. I pretty much use Bamboo filament when I can. I like it. I like the convenience of the built-in RFID in the spools that lets me know how far into the spool I am by, with the RPM stuff. Yeah, I just like their filament. Okay. So we're not going to use the factory ones, but I do probably want to reuse the Pro rod ends rather than regular ones. So let's go ahead and get those swapped. They need to come out with more color options. See, that's the thing that like doesn't affect me because I just don't print colors. Most of the stuff I print is black, gray. Like I so rarely care about like an actual color. Mine's just always more about design or whatever than it is about that. All right. Bent link, so making sure to line it up with the same axis as the bend. Did you only find one bent link in the whole bin to fit? No, I've got a pair of bent links, but I found a pair of the same bent links, like not mixing and matching. Lengths or degrees of bend. Sometimes I don't have the bend I'm looking for just because it might not have been a link that there was a lot of extras sitting around that weren't going to get tossed. That's why I have the ones that I have, is because it was either going to me or going in the trash, or technically recycle. But the cost for stainless recycling is very low. Cost for titanium recycling is a different question. There's actually different rules with how much titanium scrap you can have around without meeting certain fire qualifications. Like when you machine titanium, the things that you're supposed to do change. And not everybody follows the laws, but I'm a law follower. Is there an interior for the VS410 Origin Classic? Yes, there is an interior for the VS410 Origin Classic. Might be on the website in stock. It might not. Titanium ignite. Does titanium ignite like magnesium? Titanium does ignite similar to magnesium. So burns very hot. Have to be very careful. So do I want to try these as uppers or lowers? I think I'm going to try those. Since these are solid stainless, I'm going to keep, I should have just left them in. I should have just left those as my lowers. Because I'm going to run the lighter weight titanium up top for better center of gravity. We have to be very careful with thermite fires. What do you guys have thermite for, Jay? Law follower other than your knife carrying California. Is it illegal? I think it's legal. Isn't what real quick, what is the law in California for knife carrying? Because I did look up the length of the blade on this one. Well, this week while we were in the hospital, I was knife shopping just because. I think I got an email from Emerson and I was like, let's go see what they have. Let's see if these links work. Okay. Let's so what are you gonna do when you have to register your 3D printer account? Man. I really hope you start saying things out loud. Like I really hope that the clearer heads prevail, that they make a smart decision, but then you realize you're talking about politics and in California, and you're like, well, it's a fun thought while it lasted. So I don't know, man. But you also have to think of it like I'm a person who is on YouTube, and there's certain things that when you show online, like what are you going to, oops, didn't get that clicked in. What's reasonable to think that people will and won't say about, I hate it all. I hate it all. Now, like I said, we don't talk about politics on this channel, and we're not going to start right now. But what I am going to say is not totally politic related. It is adjacent, but that's life. And yeah, it's easy to say California sucks, and I'm not arguing with you in a lot of cases. And I'm not arguing with you in this case either. But what sucks more is that it doesn't matter if this is the law in California. If it goes through, I'll bet that you all are going to be suffering just the same, because these manufacturers have to, California is such a massive economy for these type of things, that they're going to basically be forced to build these mechanisms that do this. And once they've built them, they're going to include that fee, that system, that hardware, whatever it is, they're going to include that in every printer. So doesn't matter if you live in any other state, guess who's going to be paying just the same? And that's what sucks. You know, it's no different than the automobiles and, you know, the things that California made mandated to be able to be in, you know, sold in the state. That just gets put in every car. And then you all end up having to pay that's for all of that equipment just the same. Just how it goes. And so it's a bummer for everybody, as everything already is very expensive. And, you know, the other side of things is like what it does to the open source community, which is what built 3D printing. Now you take that innovation from those people who can't build a algorithm into this, you know, for this class. They wanted to just help develop something cool and put it out there and share it for free. And while that can still exist in a lot of places, it's not going to make it easier when those companies are going to have, you know, going to have this huge chunk of their possible customers removed. Or if those companies were in California to start with. So anyway, still not talking politics, everybody. Perfect. Freaking nailed it. We do have to pull that. Well, maybe not. Let's get the shocks bolted up. Go from there. Would that need to be in the car? Would that need to be in the CAD STL design? No, it needs to be on the printer itself to understand what it's printing, which is a ludicrous thought, that you're going to be able to have this thing that will determine what is being printed, that it's going to be able to differentiate between support material and the real thing, and positively identify these items that they're so worried about. Oh, I grabbed too short of a screw. I did. The third member side. 3D Print Nerd did a great video on it. 13 minutes, very long. It was very good. His name is Joel. I've met him once. Joel did a great job on it, for sure. That one is too short. Same. It's a little bit longer. That's it. God damn it. Okay. You forgot the servo. I did forget the servo, but it's accessible in the back. So I wanted to see if I needed to take out that brace, but it does not appear so. So think we're good. So now I need to pick a servo. And then we need to find a BEC. And yeah. I was in Manhattan last night for Bert Kreischer and dinner. Cost an arm and a leg, but there's nothing like living 30 minutes from around this. That is the cool thing about living in places where cool things happen. It is cool. You know, like I said a minute ago, I was like, oh yeah, I met Joel from 3D Printing Nerd because he was at an event that was out here that I went to in the Bay. Just went there. Just drove there and then drove home. Okay. Like, that is cool. There is upsides. So, you know, while I miss, there's plenty of things that I miss from Nebraska and Missouri. There are still some super cool parts of living out here. See you Friday. Hopefully we don't have what we did last year. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Now let's watch Josh open his songs of service. We will grab that shortly. I didn't put my RAM clamps on. I forgot. Too many people there. All right. We're looking pretty good. We got a little bit of work ahead still, but what time is it? 9:15. Holy shit. I've been 3 hours and 15 minutes of streaming already. Yikes. Okay. Radio, we'll need to get that switched over. So we have a 900 smart up front. 888, 777 brass. 400 is too low. That's a winch. Let's see. We could just put in a raw 500. I don't feel like I want to use a smart 1100 too. I don't want to use one direct and one non. So where's the raw 500 I took out of the IJ? Also, tell me I have a BEC left. No. If I don't have a BEC, I'm going to be pissed. And at that point, it would maybe be best to run a direct power. I don't have any I have a 400 LP, or I have the 900 LP, and I don't trust the 900. I seriously don't think I have a BEC though. Son of a. I have one, and guess what shape it is? Okay. All right. So I need to find that raw 500. There it is. This is used electronics. Okay. Okay. Good news. We have a coffin time. Take the BEC out of the IJ. You're not going to have finished. Well, there's a chance that I could still have it finished. So I don't want to take anything out of there for the chance that I actually could get it done. So, you know. Okay, so I need to find, we'll get this installed. Yeah, we got to pull that brace out. Spin in circles. Shields on shields on shields. I'll never stop giving him shit for his tacky branding, but I do like his servos. Why do you always wait until the last minute? Wait, because there's always something else that I have to get done. Always. So, and I just work on those, and it's like I get that done, and then I get this done, and then I get this, and it's just how it works. There's always something. I'm almost never working on things that like doesn't matter for any reason, you know? Well, I guess it's kind of not true. None of this really matters. All of it is just pretend. Well, you know, grown men playing with thousands of dollars worth of toys for a chance at a bowling trophy. Working on 2 trucks myself for BTC. Oh, those are not the right screws. Why am I trying to use those? Do I have screw hardware for this? I believe so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you very much. Which BTC? Don't they have 2 a year? Nope, they have 1 BTC and 1 Rocktober, if I'm not mistaken. So at the same location, but has 2 different. There's 2 different events, 2 different names. If I'm not mistaken, it might be a different name. It could be. What's it? 5 days in the hospital for a loved one. That is true. Also, we were spending 5 days in the hospital. I forgot about that. Another reason why I'm slightly behind. Which, in no joking way, I actually did forget about that for a second, which is exactly why we do RC at times, is to just not be thinking about the all the real world stuff that we all have to deal with every day. I tell you what, I haven't been this relaxed in, in about a week. So, mission success. Do you use the clutch on the DeWalt? At times, and sometimes I just put it to max. So, as always, don't take what I do as always the proper way. Tapping out, good luck finishing. Thank you again for the awesome pen. We're close to there. Kind of want to take an RV there, but see lots of complaints. May hotel it if we go. I mean, I think that the camping is one of the best parts for a lot of people, but camping also sold out in like minutes. So getting the camp, so like taking an RV there this year, for example, wouldn't be an option unless you already had a camping ticket. Are you staying with the stock optic panels or printing a set from Night Customs? Neither, actually. I've got 2 sets of panels. One that is black and one that is an early prototype when we were testing to pick the Sparko blue color. But these have a texture to them that the finished panels don't. See that, like, it's like a rough texture versus the shiny texture that they should have. And that's because until we finalize tooling and, say everything's good, once you do that, then they polish the mold so that parts come out shiny. However, these are messed up on the side as well. You see all that? That's not like something that wipes off. It's like actually a bit of like the plastic in some way. I don't know. So my plan is to laser a livery onto the panels. So I have some prototyping to do before I can fire that off, but I'm going to try and do my Belzona livery on it. Looks like ABS glass fiber, right? Exactly. Oh, need the long one there. I have to bang out my dual motor H10 speed chest for event. Gonna be right. Where there's the long ones. These are for these corners. I'm pumped to have my own H10 optic 4-wheel steer, though. While I've driven them and had a lot of fun with them, I never had one of my own. So okay. Now it's just the fun stuff. Wiring. U4. Bit of a mental block on it still. And it's, I always have these grand ideas of like, oh, like, what, in the hospital, pass some time. But the problem is I need like 6-hour blocks of time for CAD to like dive, like really get into a good project like that. And I just haven't. And I just, for some reason, that one is really eking at me. I want to get it done a lot. And I just can't. So like, I gotta figure it out. I don't know. Like either that or I'm gonna freaking build another buggy just to clear my mind, like reset my brain. Like one or the other, because I'm sick of being stuck. Okay, let's power up this servo. servo tester. What's my power supply at? 12 volts. That's fine. Outputs 5.1. Let's plug this in. Signal is down. Centered up. Oh shit. This one already has a servo horn on it. That's already centered. I didn't need to do that one. That's fine. Oh, or I just nailed it when I put it on there because I don't think it had one on. I don't know. Let's do a 911 build along just with printed panels. Ooh, that's a good one too. I don't hate that idea. I really want to do the U4 though, and I need to do it. I want to do it, I should say. I don't have to or need to, but I want to. Bad. It did. Okay. Because it doesn't have a screw on it. So I was like, maybe it didn't. When are those IJ servo mounts and rear parts being uploaded? Hopefully I can get it done this weekend. And knew that one was too long. Let's put some Loctite on this servo screw. Like I'm happy with the IJ part. So I just need to get them uploaded. Okay. What's the IJ have left? I need to finish the wiring up, which isn't that much. I need to there's wiring. I need to build a taillight lens. What else do I need to do? Taillight lens. Get it. I don't remember. That's a few other things. I don't recall. My servo or my drive shaft just touches that bent upper link. It's almost perfect. It's as close to perfect as it needs to be. Fine. Whoops. Unplug that. Now we got to do the front one because I disassembled all of it. I got to replace this receiver anyway. This was a Radio Master. We need a new fly sky. Little guy. Your telemetry. What is this? That'll do. Ooh. I have the waterproof one. We're running it. Oh, shit. What radio is that for? I don't think this is for the G11. I think this is for the Noble. I think these are AMP protocol, right? Yeah. And this is for the Noble. Oh, well. Not bringing 2 radios. You should put the missiles on yours. I'm not putting missiles on it and then trying to go through airport security. Speaking of Porsche, did anyone get the RLC 911 Target this week? Matt and Brandon were both trying to, and they both got beat out by bots. So, okay. I still didn't plug in the front. I got to do that. ADD. Okay. That one's perfect too. I guess I just had it centered when I took it off, and that was perfectly fine. I could almost go 1 tooth over. Yeah, I'm going to go 1 tooth over. It's almost perfect, but not quite. That's better. Girls pen, it might check back to you, I guess. Okay. Now we're good. Okay. Will be my first BTC this year. Looking forward to it. Yeah, it's a good time. Just relax. Hey, now, what I'm looking forward to actually seeing the creek. Last year I saw the inside of an Easy Up, and that was it. I didn't get onto a trail a single time. I didn't get to try any of the food trucks. Nothing. I ate food that we brought because I didn't want to walk through the mud to get to the other side. Okay, so where's our BEC? We are going to have to wire in a JST. It's not the worst. So we'll do this one into channel 1, which is there. It's going to be to the inside. Next one we'll do into channel 3. Do this receiver into channel 2. Get it all bound up here in a second. So double check. This one is this one, and that is our front servo. It is nice that this BEC's got like the retaining clip style plugs on it. I mean, it is truly about as easy of a BEC install as you could have. The only hard part is trying to find a place for this massive aluminum shield case. Ridiculous, but easy. Trail 9 and the barn are the best. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody. It's been 3 hours and 30 minutes of streaming. I'm having a fig bar. Okay. I need to wire the JST, power it. I need the male side, technically. Let's see. For your IJ, you talked about replacing plastic mounts on the sides with metal mounts. Yeah. I mean, that definitely wasn't happening by Beath Creek. But I still wouldn't mind getting that done. Shit. Okay. That back. Get my Omni Fixo. Already out from last week. Which BEC did you install on the IJ, the Team or the Pro? I installed the Pro on the IJ. So it will still be powering everything through the receiver, which is my preference typically, but time to break out the new crimping tool. This time I actually don't have to, or I'm not going to, because I'm being a little bit lazy. I'm not going to shorten anything. Where'd my little block go for? Got it. So I think I can get away with just tinning and adding onto the side. This Kester solder that I have, which is fantastic, is thin. So I usually either double or quadruple it up and twist it. I'll be driving from Massachusetts. This will be my first BTC. Are there any hard lines in there worth doing with taking a VRD carbon for? That's a great question. I don't know. So we're going to quadruple this up. Do I have my little 3-jaw? I do. So I'm going to twist that end up. So it's just too thin of solder for me. So I just fold it in half, then fold it in half again. There we go. Tiny little piece of scrap left over. There you go. Hard lines on trail 6. Here it is. So yeah, now I have size that I wanted. I'm just kind of wrap this up and unravel it as needed now. Next time I'll just buy the proper thickness, but I have a lot of that spool to get through. So I'm going to cut these ends off, strip and tin some new ones so that it's all the same solder. did Rolando reach out with the new cars they're releasing to you? Or was that bridge wicked burn? They did reach out. They basically everybody at that company is new again. I'm not sure of the details, but yeah. Anyway, so they did reach out. They've got a 8-scale buggy that they're releasing. Definitely looks like they're trying to get bigger into all areas. But so if I see any of them, I don't know. It'll depend on how much money they're paying me. It's a throwback to earlier. We were talking about no RC company really directly just pays you. All right. Okay. One side down. Okay. Now we'll get this one tinned. Okay. BEC is soldered in, or the JST that will power the BEC soldered in. We'll have to get our cool. Everything plugged in correctly. All the red, black. Looking pretty good. 15 minutes of GeoGuessr time. Killing me. But technically, I think we should be good. Power up. We'll bind this receiver. Test that everything turns. Let's double check this. Pretty close to 12 volts. Make a new model. 13 cars on this radio already. Model name. So we'll say 4-wheel steer optic. All right, and done. Now we need to bind receiver set, bind set, routine, ant two-way, yes. PWM, standard, analog, and start. Let's plug it in. Binding successful. So let's try front steering, backwards. So reverse channel 1, throttle, correct. Channel 3 is not currently programmed. So G11P, I've got, this is the one that I had modified from 314 RC Crawler for the 4-wheel steer knob. So we just need to assign that, which was VR2. Auxiliary channel, channel 3, control, VR. Perfect. Why does it feel like there's a hitch? Am I touching anything? No, it's just got like a noticeable center. Huh, weird. It's all proper, traveling correctly. It's just like the actual detent in the center that you feel has like a stop in it. Like it's a delay, like it goes through, hits the center, stops. So it's like convenient for self-centering. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't notice it when driving my buggy with this setup. But everything else programmed and done. So we can shut this down. Turn this off. Shutting down. Good to go there. Cool. Now we just got to put the rest of this thing back together. Then it's just details. That's nothing. Is it a controlled deadband from the center? Yeah, that's what it feels like. But I'm just kind of surprised because it's an analog switch, not like a programmed thing. So like it feels a little weird, but like it just is a nice deadband in the center. I have no problem with it. Okay. So we're just gonna I am gonna coil these wires up a little bit just because, you know, why not? Wow, I finally made a live in person and stuff. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining in general. And so much appreciated. Yes, this has been a long stream because I said that I was not stopping until this truck was 4-wheel steered and finished. And we have built new front and rear axles with aluminum housings. We have adjusted the links in the rear to make that work properly as well. Soldered in a new Reefs dual BEC. Just crossing off all the things. So right now I'm just coiling up my wires around my hex driver. Little smoke, don't worry about that. Didn't hurt it. Keep her a little cleaner. It's fine. Click back in. Looking good. We don't have a lot of wire management left to do. I'm going to get a couple of things taped down. What size packs will be running in my IJ? Gens Ace 2200 milliamp basher packs are specifically the ones that I designed it for. They're the packs that I had purchased for my Rockabilly when I built the larger rear battery compartment, and then I just used the same size for that. I wondered how you did do that with the wires. Under my optic looks like a rat's nest. Yeah. You know, a heat gun would also be a smarter choice. Or if you happen to have a crack lighter around. I have that around for doing resin, for popping bubbles in resin. But you have to go to a sketchy gas station to find them. Okay. Those two are in there. We'll put a little bit of double side on the back of this. Oh, Nicole is texting me. Okay. Did you have a finished weight on the IJ with battery? I do not, because I don't have it finished yet. I'm hoping that I still get it finished. We will see. Okay, there we go. BEC's installed, receivers installed. Is there anything else we should do a quick cleanup on? A couple of zip ties on that would probably be helpful. My zip ties go. I had my zip ties all out the other day. No, I didn't put them away. Currently putting new shocks on my SCX30. Ooh, yeah, that indeed does not sound fun. I will concur with that comment. I feel like I put those in the wrong drawer. We're working on evening, Josh. Cheers, chat. We are working on wrapping up a four-wheel steer conversion on my optic. almost wrapped up with it too. Probably throw a couple on here just because. Keep it all together as best as possible. Trying to work inside these cages can be a bit of a pain. Sometimes you wish that you would have just dropped the whole belly out of it. I don't know that that would have saved me any time. It's fine. Okay, so I don't have my antenna routed anywhere yet, but it's okay. Everything else actually looks pretty okay, and nothing looks greatly in danger. So I'll just throw a zip tie, keep everything bundled. I have a question. Maybe you can help me out. I just ordered an SCX-10.3 Basecamp Builder's Kit. I'm a little confused what comes with it. Is it possible to have dig and 2-speed with this? Oh, I don't feel like the Basecamp Builder's Kit had a 2-speed option. I'm almost positive that none of the Basecamps ever did. It only has the option for dig. Everything else was on the other version of the transmission. But at the same time, I would not highly suggest 2-speeds. There's no, a 2-speed is just, it's not really needed with the brushless motors that we have today. These things will go as fast as you need them to and as slow as you need them to. Holy shit, it's 10 o'clock. As slow as you need them to with just a good motor choice. So a dig is always a good choice. I would say don't get hung up on a 2-speed. The Basecamp Builder's Kit was definitely a solid builder's kit. And out of all of the Axial kits, probably the one that I still prefer the most. Even over the new version of their builder's kit, I think that the previous Basecamp Builder's Kit was a better option. I liked the way that it was built better for sure. Okay. Have you ever entertained a Reefs or Deluxe trans in your comp rigs? I've run a Deluxe trans before. I had their Portal, and I've got a couple of Portal trans. I've got a Portal trans in one of my Sporties. So there is that. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up running the black panels instead of the blue because the blue panels are messed up. So I grabbed a gray grill. I thought it was a black grill because I wanted the slot. It might look fine. Gonna have some character. Just know, no matter what I say, I didn't plan on that. Although I took the wrong one out of inventory. I'm gonna be off on that one. I'm gonna fix that. Okay. Let's put some screws into that grill. I just picked up a Nitro Slash in 2026. Newbie to Nitro. You are a crazy person. You will not be finding me buying a Nitro vehicle. Okay. There we go. Gray grill, black body, totally reasonable. I do currently have gray wheels on here. I was thinking about swapping out wheels, maybe even tires, but now I shouldn't probably get these mounted up because if I'm going to laser them, then they need to not be on the truck. So about 2 months away from truck freedom. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Black hood. So gray looks stupid. Otherwise, I can put the black standard grill back on. Thoughts? I think this gets regular length. Does it? Oh, no, those were for the rear flags. That's what those were for. I approve. I'm a fan. That hood looks awesome. The black does look good. I agree. We're not gonna put it all on there, but we're gonna put some of it on there. Black grill bright on fruit. Oh, these are probably could be roof screws. Oh no, the roof gets the smaller screws, right? Yes, that is correct. 4 of these little guys. Where is the 4th one? There it is. Got it. I'm definitely gonna have to take these off, but that's fine. Now this also does have the center post of the roof removed here because I had the FPV system in there. So it is currently out, but I don't know about the gray. That's an easy swap out. Maybe I'll leave it. Maybe I won't. I don't know yet. But I'll take it. I got to get the lasering all figured out, finish that up, but these wheels have, like, if anything, I'm going to end up, ooh, I don't have foams in these. These are stock foams. Shit. Okay, so I have to take these apart regardless if I was going to run these. So that gives me the opportunity to change up wheels and tires. Okay, well, what do I have over here? Oh, I have brand new Treps. Let's see. I mean, if I have a brand new set of Treps, I might as well. That'd work. Okay, I just got to figure out what wheels to run. Okay. I mean, with being all black, it gives me some options for some color if I wanted. Depends if I want to run 1.9 or 2.2. Shouldn't something this be better than mud? I think that the Treps would be a pretty good choice for mud. Be lazy, just steal them from another vehicle. Oh, the the tempting situation that always lives there. No, better not. I got some greens, some blues. Some purple, some dark earth, some brandy wine. I don't think I have any 2.2 though. Which I wouldn't mind some 2.2s. But I also don't want to just wait to get this done. What about some LE blue 310s? Some shiny. I feel like that's a good purple. I do like the purple. But Belzona is technically blue. Use purple on a lot. I think I'm going to use these blues. I haven't used them. And some 475 foams. These work in here pretty well. I already have them in these. So I just need to put them in these. So I only need one pair, which I can do that. But use the blue pen then, jeez. So good news on that. Now, I'm not considering that to have to be done for this to be done because this is done. Wiring is done. Everything is set. Radio is programmed. I didn't have an interior in this. I'm going to have to, I'll 3D print something. I can get that done. I'll get it 3D printed and be set. So that is going to do it for this 3 hours and 40 minutes here, plus half hour before that was on the member side. Whew. That was a long stream. Thank you to everybody who joined. I'm glad that we got it done. Hopefully I'll see some of you brass weight. Yeah, I need some weight. I'll look in my box. Good reminder. Yeah, but the doors aren't done. I got to laser all of it. Damn, you're up late. Europe's waking up. Yeah, I know. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. It was fun. I'm going to skip GeoGuessr because it's already 10:15. I apologize. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next time.